night, October the 3rd, is when that show is going to happen. Right around the corner here at the House of Blues. Ticketmaster.com has got whatever specific details you might need. But I will give you my last 2 tickets this week. This pair for you if you are caller 10. So good luck. 2 for Switchfoot. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Press the yellow button to begin enjoying your Alan.
What is an Alan?
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
What's a finger bang? Finger bang, 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 finger bang, bang, finger bang, 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 finger bang, bang, finger bang, 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 finger bang, bang, finger bang, bang, bang. Finger bang, 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 finger bang, bang.
Well, that Brian, he's got
bang, 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 finger bang, bang, finger bang, 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 finger bang, bang, finger bang, 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 finger bang.
You know, Brian calls the After Hours line a lot and just leaves random messages, and usually it's just him, maybe playing guitar or something like that. But boy,
he likes to jam.
Finger bang, yeah. I mean, he definitely likes to jam in a lot of different ways. So good for him. I hope that somebody gets him hip to what that's all about. This is usually what he leaves for me. Just him playing guitar. We should put him and Dick in the same room and see what they come out with. Dick with a mandolin. I'd love to put an Alan Cox Show all-star band together. It's Brian, it's Dick, it's Gaylord singing.
Oh, God.
No, we'll figure out something for Drunk Sue to do. She can play the cowbell or something.
Tambourine, yeah.
A tambourine. You get that bruise on your thigh. Next week on the show, what will I have for you to win? Glad you asked. You want to go see Everclear? They're playing with Marcy Playground and Jimmy's Chicken Shack. That's in October at the House of Blues. It's going to be another week of you getting qualified for that Hawaii trip here on the air. I'll be out in Portage Lakes again tomorrow, getting people qualified for this trip. I'll be at Pix out in Portage Lakes tomorrow from 2 to 4. And that's a good way for you to get qualified. You can go to WMMS.com to find out everywhere I'm going to be. But next week on the show, all you'll have to do is call in and qualify. 5-night trip to Hawaii. We'll fly you out, put you up, give you $1,000 on top of everything else. Also, passes for our penultimate Alan Cox Show night on the Cleveland Funny Bus. I will be your host this coming Wednesday. That bus is sold out, so your only way on will be to win from me on Monday or Tuesday. Sarah Silverman, she's on the road. She's coming to play Playhouse Square in September. Anybody going to Sarah Silverman? You going to that, Bill?
I don't know when it's what date.
Saturday, September 21st.
I might go.
Yeah, I think I might go to that. Yeah.
I like Sarah.
I'd like to see her.
She's quite
I've never
funny.
seen her stand up live.
I haven't seen her in a long, long time. Like right after SNL when she was on, I think I saw her. But let's see her again in a theater setting. Fancy. And Dave Matthews Band, they're doing they're at Blossom in a couple of weeks, June 25th. So if you're into Dave Matthews Band, I will have those tickets for you. Hold on.
Oh, I'm seeing Ben Folds that night.
Oh, on the 21st.
What is the 21st of what?
Saturday, September 21st.
Oh, wait, no. No.
When is Ben Folds?
Ben Folds is the same night as Dave Matthews.
Oh, June 25th. Yeah. Where's Ben Folds?
The Goodyear Theater in Akron.
Ah.
June 25th is mine and Brian's 4-year anniversary. It's more important.
So
than
Ben Folds, what
It's
time
more
is that?
Good for you.
I've never seen
listen,
Ben
4
Folds, and
years,
he's been one of
dude.
my favorite artists for so long.
Ben
so
Folds,
I'm very
really?
excited about this. Yeah, I
Wow.
love Ben Folds.
Okay.
And he does the thing called the Paper Airplane Tour, where everybody gets a you write Paper Airplane Request Tour. Everybody writes down what song they want him to play, and then you throw it on the stage, and then he walks around the stage and picks things up and goes, "Yeah, I'll play that."
Is it just him and a piano now, or is it him and the 4 other dudes?
I think this is just him and the piano.
So it's not the Ben Folds 5?
No. That hasn't been the Ben Folds 5 for 25 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was that just a one-off thing?
They did 2 albums.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like the John Mayer Trio.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think he did 2 albums with them, maybe 3. I think it was just 2, and then all solo albums from there.
Wow, look at that. You don't have to pay a band or anything. It's just you and a piano. Does he play guitar? Or is it just piano?
I think it's just piano.
So all his songs are him and a piano?
It is Tor, yeah.
And that's one of your favorite artists?
Yeah, I love it.
Wow.
I mean, John Mayer's solo tour was awesome. I saw it twice. So if it's Ben Folds and a piano, I mean, John Mayer did piano and guitar. And if you love that, intimate kind of setting, it's so much fun.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, so you and Brian, 4 years on the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
How will you celebrate?
He already made plans. No,
I'm sorry?
We're not going to go to Ben Folds. He made plans already. He told me he's got it all taken care of.
Oh, not with somebody else. You made plans.
Yeah, he
for
actually.
Hey,
he
I'm
made
busy that night,
plans
stupid.
With his brother.
Well, it's
Yeah.
a Tuesday. That's why I ask. I mean,
Well, I'm in Chicago the next night, so I'm coming home. I'll broadcast with you guys Tuesday, and then I'll whatever we're doing that night, we're gonna do that, and then I go to Chicago the next day. But I think it's probably just gonna be like dinner.
well,
Probably
how
nothing
about that?
crazy.
Yeah. Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little brag.
Yeah. No,
Is
that's
it a
good.
brag
No,
to
okay,
be with someone
what's
for
that?
4 years? I said, is it a brag to be with someone for 4 years?
Sure. I don't know.
Sure.
I mean, what, why not? It's your relationship.
Yeah.
You should brag about it however you see fit.
Thank you.
And given the it's had its ups and downs,
Mm-hmm.
and you're in New York now, and he's back
Yes.
here, and so that's no small thing,
Right. So yeah, I'm excited.
you know?
Celebrate love.
I mean, first time I was married, I only made it 6 years,
Oh.
and we were in the same house. So, give it up. So you're going to be in here on the 25th, and then you drive to Chicago to do Zanies.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So I'll do that.
I love
in the next
Zanies,
break.
man.
I've only ever been to the Old Town one time.
Yeah.
And I just did a guest set for a friend of mine, a little 5-minute set. So this is a big deal. It's a historic club. Everybody
Yes.
knows it. So
It's like
I'm really excited.
it's like the last original stand-up club in Chicago that's left. They've put up other ones. They put up they built a comedy factory or something in
Laugh
Lakeview,
Factory.
Laugh Factory
whatever
and
it is.
Comedy
Yeah.
Bar, and
Yeah, they built all those, but Zanies is still there. All the other
Yeah.
ones from that era went away. That's where Zanies is where I did my farewell show before I came to Cleveland. It was a lot of fun. Pulled out my best 20 minutes and had some other pals up there and loved that. I think everybody that I knew is gone, but I don't think Bert Haas is running it anymore, and
No.
I don't think Rick Gieser is the booker, but I don't know who's running it now. But it's just it's everything you want in a room. It's a low ceiling and it's not massive, and yeah, it's awesome.
Very excited.
Well, good.
Yeah.
So I'm reading this book on, it's on a variety of things, but one of them is choreomania. You know what choreomania is?
no.
These mass hysteria events throughout history. And one of them, they used to call them dancing plagues. The fancy schmancy word for it was choreomania, but the dancing plagues. And again, this is in the 1500s where nobody knew anything about anything, right? And where people developed this sudden urge to dance. But this book is very interesting because it kind of covers mass hysterical events and ties them to modern day. The Salem witch trials are in there because that's considered, obviously, that's an event of mass hysteria that, obviously, looking back, you go, well, that's ridiculous. But at the time, imagine being in the middle of that, right? Where you were in a town at a time where people are like, oh, there are witches everywhere. I mean, there's still people, you can't even look back at these and go, ha, 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 these dummies, because there's still people today who believe this stuff. So not everything has changed. There's a story about the Hammersmith ghost in this book. But here's the one thing that jumped out at me, and it's only because I know this town, and the nature of it. Mattoon, Illinois. It's a small town. As I've mentioned before, on my mom's side, my extended family, are largely rural people from downstate Illinois. And Mattoon is a small town. It's about 3 hours due south of Chicago. And in the mid-40s, one of the stories in this book of mass hysterical events was about the Mad Gasser.
Is this farts?
They weren't sure what it was. But they were trying to pin it on somebody. And so this entire town of Mattoon, Illinois in the mid-40s was overcome by widespread panic. Not the band. A woman, patient zero maybe, had overcome, she had been overcome by this odor. And she said that it caused a temporary paralysis in her legs. And people started to report seeing a tall man wearing dark clothing and a cap standing outside people's windows. And they would see them, and they would go out to chase this person, and he'd be gone. And they were all starting to report these various disturbances, and that people would report temporary paralysis after smelling what they said was a horrible odor. And they brought, this is the mid-40s, right? World War II time. So people are anxious. They don't know, the world's in turmoil. They brought in chemical weapons experts because they thought, well, maybe it's something that the friggin' Nazis are doing or whatever. But they had groups of people roaming the streets of Mattoon trying to find this Mad Gasser. That's what they called him, the Mad Gasser. All these people started reporting a tall man wearing dark clothing, but nobody could ever find him. And everybody had their theories. Maybe it's an escaped Nazi POW. But in the end, they never found any evidence of this person.
It's a figment of everyone's imagination.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean,
they're being gaslit.
I think the conclusion they eventually came to is, when one person tells a story, other people go, yeah, I saw him too, But they never found out who the Mad Gasser was. But Mattoon, Illinois, was one of the mass hysteria events in this book. Now, it stands to reason that there could be a modern-day Mad Gasser. You know how you'll read watch documentaries or whatever about copycat criminals and what they mean.
Is this guy a criminal, though?
What?
The Mad Gasser? Would you qualify that as a criminal?
Not a criminal per se, but I mean someone of interest when a town is beset by some kind of weird situation, and then some people start to say that they see him and sure, whether or not there's any kind of cause and effect, I don't know, but people certainly thought there was. And maybe there would be a modern-day Mad Gasser. It'd be hard, though, to even in a small town in 2024, it'd be hard to slip around unnoticed, especially if you're tall and you're wearing dark clothing and you're standing outside people's windows. Somebody's going to get you, or they're going to get a picture of you. Huh?
They're going to get you.
They're going to get you. So I don't know if there are any memorials. Again, I haven't been to Mattoon, Illinois, since I was a child. But I wonder if there's any kind of marker or memorial in honor of the Mad Gasser in 1944. But they never found him. Never found him. Speaking of books, a big win for bibliophiles in, of all places, Texas. Libraries now for quite some time. They've been under fire by all these right-wing snowflakes about books. And the state of Texas, of all places, ruled that public libraries can't remove books about butts and farts. You might have noticed, if you have small children, this, or kids of there has been a massive increase in books about butts and farts. Like there's, My daughter, when she was younger, was reading there's a whole series of books about like the dinosaur who swallowed his butt or something, his butt swallowed the universe or whatever.
Unicorns that poop glitter.
There you go. When
Yeah,
I was a
it's
kid,
all
there were
silly.
no books about butts and farts. There was like everybody poops, and that was, everybody's clutching their pearls or everybody poops. Now there's a ton of books about butts and farts because A, it teaches you a little bit, and B, it's funny. But in Texas, they said that you cannot remove books about butts and farts. And that's a big
are,
win.
Like LGBTQ books banned there?
Yes, those are still banned, sure.
Just making sure.
So if you have a gay butt,
Ooh,
that is
now
probably,
what?
or gay farts.
Yeah, can
well,
we talk about gay farts?
I imagine somebody else might bring that case to I don't know. What we have now in this country is we have an American Taliban, and they want to tell you what you can and can't do with your butt. But what they're at least saying a little bit there in Texas is our farts will not be litigated or mitigated. You can't ban these butt and fart books in Texas. You might recall a couple of years ago, in fact, Texas was the state where they banned a book at a school that was named after the author. So that's what you're working with in Texas.
What was it?
George Dawson Middle School.
No, what was the book?
Oh, Life is So Good. He was a black author named George Dawson, and they named a school after him. It was a middle school. He was the grandson of a slave. He learned to read at 98 and then wrote a book about his life when he was 103.
This guy.
You figure if you make it to 98, you go, what am I? People have been reading things to me for 98 years. So there was a school that bore his name. There was George Dawson Middle School, and the school banned his book because it talked about being the grandson of a slave. One man's extraordinary journey through the 20th century and how he learned to read at age 98. So that's usually what you're dealing with in places like Texas and Florida. But as far as butts and farts go, for now at least, they're fine. They're above board, and kids down there can really, your niece picked the wrong time to leave Texas is all I'm trying to say, Bill.
No.
I don't know what the state of Ohio's thoughts are on books about butts and farts. I don't know.
I hope for it.
Me too.
When people talking about twerking, nobody seems to mention the part that when you do a lot of twerking, sometimes it makes you fart. Twerk, fart, twerk, 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 fart, twerk, fart, twerk, 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 fart, twerk, fart, twerk, 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 fart, twerk, fart.
Hey, speaking of Texas, by the way,
What was that?
I said speaking of Texas,
Okay.
Alex Jones. Today's the day. He gets to keep his house and a couple other things, but they're going to liquidate everything else the guy owns.
Because he's in debt.
Oh, yeah.
Is that even going to come close
no,
to what he actually
$1.5 billion?
Well, I don't know.
Nope. No. So
how many curtains does he have?
But
You know what I mean?
that's a good question. I don't know that they've. I don't know what they've kept lists of. The inventory of his curtains remains to be seen. But he had been fighting this for a while and saying that InfoWars was almost no more. And he'd of course been bull shrimping people for so long. It's difficult at this stage to tell what's true and what's not. But they had been waiting to hear if how much of his assets were going to be liquidated. And today was the day that the judge decided that he has to sell off his personal assets. A Chapter 7 liquidation. Chapter 11 bankruptcy, as I understand it, is when people just kind of reorganize their debts with creditors and things like that. Chapter 7 is like everything must go. So no, he gets to keep his house. He had to sell his ranch. He had a big old ranch that was worth a couple $1 million. He had to sell that. Gets to keep his house and a couple other things, but most of the rest of his personal belongings will be auctioned off to the public. His jewelry, his gun collection. Now, over the course, since this Sandy Hook verdict came down and that monetary judgment, he has been funneling money to, he was starting to create like LLCs and shell companies in his dad's name. And so it's not like this guy's going to be broke. That was a way for him to go, I don't have anything. But what they're going to, I think somebody else already controls InfoWars. So again, if you're an InfoWars fan, see how much you got on you. Dig deep. Why not support monetarily the artists you really like? So yeah, they gotta get rid of everything. Texas law allows him to keep his home. That's a $2 million house. But other than that, everything's going to go. But obviously, it's not going to come anywhere near what he owes the Sandy Hook families. So, but it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. So congratulations, Alex Jones. I got a break here. If you want to send me a text, 35192. You like the band Ghost? Because they have a film. It's going to be in theaters next weekend. Call right here, right now, and I'll throw you a couple of passes after.